Hey friends, so this video has actually been really fun and eye-opening to do this week. And this video is focused on 8 things that I really love around my house that if my house was to combust, which if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below, but if my house was to just combust and everything was gone, these are things that, yeah, they're just objects, but I would probably buy them again. And I have an exciting one, which is a little bit outside the box at the end, so make sure you hang out until the end. If you're new here, my name is Becky Truda, and on this channel, I talk about decluttering and minimizing and how those things can bring you your very best and easiest life, which, let's just be real, that's the most important part. Living easy, living simple, and making every day and every moment the best it can be. So let's get into number 1. So the first, and what I think is one of the biggest game changers in my house that I didn't have before, is really good storage. And I don't mean just tons of closets. I don't mean a walk-in closet. That's amazing because I live in an older home and we simply just don't have those things. But really that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about storage that actually makes sense and works, and it's things that I've gotten over time that tried and true have worked for my family. So as we go through these different rooms, you're gonna see, I have storage in my bedroom that works really well. My husband redid our closet and did it in a way that is extremely simple. All he did was he bought some wood from Home Depot, and he got some of those brackets that you can just get off of Amazon and simply cut them down. We sanded the wood and stained it, and simple, easy shelves that basically almost anyone can do, or with a little bit of help. The bars were just very simple, bought on Amazon. We measured what they would be and we put them in. So easy storage that has just made our life a little easier. When you go to our bathroom, we have storage that makes sense. We have storage that has things up off the countertops, has things out of your visual. When you go to our laundry room, which is actually like a utility room as well, it's pretty ugly, but we've redone it as best we can. And while we redid it, my husband put in another very simple shelf, and I just put little baskets in that tell you what each thing is. So when you're doing storage, it doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to go on super organizational people's Pinterest pages or their Instagrams. And while I'm not saying any of those things are wrong, every person needs something different for their storage space. So, if you were to hire a organizer, I think it would probably help speed that process up, but I didn't. I did it all myself, and so it just took some time to figure out what I really needed. But it definitely is possible. And just having storage where you need it, looking where your family is dropping things off, like the storage downstairs near my door, and knowing I have enough hooks and enough baskets and that everyone has a place for everything that they need while they walk outside the door. So personally, I could talk about storage forever, but I'm not trying to make this a super long video, and I want to get to that last one. So let's go to number 2, and that's my Roomba. Now, I have mixed feelings about her, and I love her to death now, but I didn't always. We used to have one, and actually the one we have isn't even Roomba brand, it's off-brand. We got it on sale, and I'll link that below if you're interested in trying it. But this Roomba actually works really well because you can program it. So it goes actually in our main living area every night once we go to sleep. And she then cleans herself out when necessary. And so it's just like one less step. And I've shown a lot of videos where I vacuum every day, and it's definitely one of those habits that I think is extremely important, especially if you don't have a thing like Roomba. But Roomba has really taken a lot off my plate. My husband bought her for me, and at first I really just wanted to send her back. But now that it's been several months since I've had her, not having to do the high traffic areas every single day has really helped. Now I still have to do the stairs, and sometimes I'll put her at our bottom floor because we live in a tri-level, and sometimes I'll put her on our top floor if I just don't feel like vacuuming, or if I'm busy that day and I'm gonna be out of the house. And so that's just really helpful. I mean, that's what I think minimalism is so beautiful. You take away everything that doesn't make sense, and then you can figure out what does. And so right now in the life that I'm living, it's extremely helpful to have like this one extra little hand that is cleaning up after us, and one less thing off my plate. At least the bulk of the vacuuming is taken off my plate. So that's number 2, and I do dearly love her. So number 3 is something that are my boots. Okay, so the boots that I have now, I've had for the past year and a half, and they're UGG boots. Now they're not your typical, because they are like workman boots almost, and hiking boots. I just went on a big hike with my parents and Jordan and Carrie Ann, my brother, and his girlfriend, and we took these boots climbing up several parts of the mountain, and they did great. These are actually little kids' boots, so I'm not sure if I can find them, but if I can, I'll link them below. But because I wear like a 7, 7.5, I can wear the biggest size in boys, and they were like half the price, maybe even less than that, and they work really well. They're like leather or like leather at the top, and so they're easy to clean off. I wear them from anything from walking outside if it's raining, snowing, mowing the lawn. I do it all in these boots. Finding a pair of multi-purpose shoes is something I would definitely buy again if everything was to combust. All right, so let's move on quickly to number 4. And while number 1 is one of my favorites, number 4 is also one of my absolute favorites, and something that I've really learned as I've gotten older. It's almost my birthday, I'm almost 35, and something I've learned to really appreciate is well-made furniture that is simplistic, beautiful, and like a real material, not made out of plastic, not made out of like cardboard or whatever that stuff is that you get now, but real furniture. And of course, you know, we still have a few IKEA things around here, but the bulk of what we have is either made by my husband or bought, and it's real nice furniture that's simple to clean, easy, straight lines, and I just find that so peaceful for me in my house to have things that are functional, beautiful, and well made. I don't need to go buy them again. So if you're as lucky as me and you have a husband who's handy, I am super grateful for him being able to do a lot of these things. But really the simple pieces, like the side table I have in our bedroom, are things that I think a lot of people can do. You know, I'm sure you can find a YouTube video that can help you figure out. You can even go to Home Depot and get them to cut the pieces of wood down to the size you need, so that's one less step. But I also think we value this furniture a lot more because he did build it and it was a lot of work. And so finding good furniture, whether you're buying it secondhand, is something that I now value very much, and I would do again if my house was to combust. So this next one is probably just kind of silly, but it is something that has radically changed my life, even though it's extremely silly. And that is having a lock on our trash can downstairs. Now, if you have dogs, then you are probably raising your hand and with me on this one. And having a lock on my trash can has changed my life because the little dog, Biscuit, he tries to get in the trash can, but he can't really unless he was to knock it over, and normally he wouldn't do that. But now that we have a bigger dog, Blue, he definitely gets in the trash can and had several times, and we used to have to like put something on top of the trash can before we left, or we'd have to tie it up with like bungee cords. It was a mess. And so the beautiful thing is that this was a very inexpensive trash can. I think it was like $25 to $30. But really has radically changed my life. So that really shows like expensive things are not always the best thing. You know, like I didn't need the most expensive trash can. I needed something that was functional. So really looking around your house, and if you're going on this tour around your house and finding your favorite things, I feel like a lot of times they're the things that we use all the time that really make our life a lot easier, like the boots, nice made furniture, And this trash can has really helped with just my daily life and just making things a lot easier for myself and for my family. All right, so we're almost done. Let's go to the next one, which I think is hilarious. And of course, you know, my favorite one is coming up at the end, so hang on for that one. But this next one is my squatty potty. And before I talk about that, if you are enjoying this video, remember to send me a like and hit that subscribe button so you can get the next one. But the squatty potty. So raise your hand if you have a squatty potty, because if you don't, you probably don't know that it is actually really silly, like life-changing. I was actually just watching this video by this other extreme minimalist, Rob Greenfield, I think his name is. I love him. He's amazing. He has a bunch of he has a bunch of YouTube videos out there, but he's like an extreme activist. Anyway, so he lives in an extreme minimalist house. But one of his favorite possessions, he said, was his handmade squatty potty. I guess a friend had made it for him. And I've had our squatty potty for probably almost a year now, maybe. And it's amazing how much it can change your life. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but having a stool or something like a squatty potty can really help you out when you need it. Number 7 is plants. And what I've learned about plants for personal, just myself, is that I can't have too many. I really love them and I hate when they die, and I really try to take good care of them. And I think ever since becoming a minimalist, I have gotten rid of all of my fake plants and really been enjoying having real plants around the house, having real greenery, something to take care of and love. But I used to have a lot because I don't know why, but I thought that was a minimalist thing to have like tons of plants. And then I realized that I can't love all of them. And then I feel bad if I kill them. So I have, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one plant right here with me. And they're extremely easy plants to take care of. I don't have anything like orchids or anything harder to take care of, but they do bring me a lot of joy. And so if my house was to burn down, I would go and buy plants again for sure. It's my favorite thing, and it's not even a thing. And this is by far something that I would never give up. And that is having new experiences. I know it sounds sentimental and cheesy, but looking through, my husband actually made this book a long time ago. We went on this trip in 2015, and we have not made a book for all of our trips. A lot of times we'll just keep the pictures, but I really like this book because it does keep it in my head that experiences are my number one, that I don't need every object that somebody else has. I don't need to have a home full of like the perfect tchotchkes from Target or all the fall decor. I don't need to go to Aldi and get all of the pumpkin stuff out of the aisle of shame that they have at Aldi, but I can just be happy with what I have, and I can save my money for experiences, because by far it's my daughter's favorite book to look at with me, and she wasn't even alive then, but she just enjoys learning about the experiences that my husband and I have had. And then being able to take her, we took her to London last year and Iceland, and being able to take her to, you know, hiking in West Virginia. You don't need to go super far, but when you are able to get away and have a different experience, learn about different kinds of people, it really opens up your eyes and opens up conversations to be able to learn about other people. I think has really been able to help me understand that my way of thinking is not for everyone, and that is okay, because theirs isn't for me. But we can appreciate each other as human beings, that we're all a part of one human race, and meeting new people and having new experiences is by far my favorite thing, and something I would never give up. All right, y'all, that was fast, but we did it. At least I hope it was fast. And I challenge you to go around your house. I challenge you to find the things that really, as simple or crazy as they are, make your life either easier or better or bring you joy. And just realize that that those are the things that we should be keeping, and everything else really is not that important. And even, all of these things, the only thing that would still be here if my house was to combust, if this house was to burn down, would be the experiences I've had and how appreciative I am of them, that I've been able to live a life where I value experiences over things. All right, guys, I will see you guys on Tuesday. I'm trying to make 2 videos a week. We'll see how that goes, but I've been really enjoying it and I love hearing from you guys. So remember to drop a comment about your favorite things in your house.